So I made a game called Night Sight as part of a collection called The Forgotten Tapes Analog Nightmares. So, here we are with Night Sight. You know what? It's so weird me playing my own game for this channel because, I don't know if anyone has actually ever felt this, but if you play your own game for like thousands and thousands of times, you just get so, I don't know, tired and bored and like sick of the game. But I haven't played this for like, I don't know, about maybe a couple weeks. So yeah. So if I haven't already mentioned about like spoilers, that if you haven't seen anyone play the game or if you haven't played it yourself, go do it, because I'm going to be spoiling basically everything in the game and just giving you my thoughts and what it was like to make the game and the sort of thoughts that I had when making the game. But first of all, I want to say that the reason why this game is called Night Sight is because one of the games in the collection is called Consume, and because that title was so like cool sounding and stuff, I decided to make my title sound cool. That's why I did Night Sight, because it's like a alliterative title in a sort of way. But yeah, apart from that, this entire title screen is kind of basic, not gonna lie. I whipped this up in like a couple minutes. I mean, the coding did take a little bit longer, but the actual look of it didn't even take me that long. So yeah, going to options. For some reason, it lags a tiny bit. Probably because if we're going to resolution, and we've got like a bunch of them. Now, if we go down the bottom, we've got three 1080s. Now, one of my dev friends in the collection did mention this, and I don't actually know why it's like that, but all I can say is it's different versions of 1080p. I don't know, but we're gonna live as 1080p because, well, best resolution of all time. Alright, so now let's start the game. This lovely VHS loading screen of some sort. Aha, that's good. Objective, explore around. Now, I just want to say that most games you have like a loading screen and then you have like your screen freezing because it's loading the next scene. Well, for the first time in my game dev life, I've used this thing called like asynchronous loading, which what it does is you're on the loading screen, but it's also loading the next scene while still being on the loading screen. Like, it's kind of difficult to explain, but yeah, whilst the loading screen is loading, it's also setting up the next scene before it loads into the next scene. So, we are inside of this house. Still feels so weird playing this again. And not gonna lie, it was kind of nerve-wracking to actually make this video, because I don't know if anyone else has like made a game that a lot of people have played and they've gone through it themselves, given their developer commentary and stuff. I don't know if anyone else has done that yet, but I could be the very first one for all we know. But I was not expecting so many people to play. So many people, even to this magnitude. It's wild how many people. Every time I see someone playing my game, I get so anxious. I mean, of course, most developers get anxious when people play their games because you want the whole experience to be perfect and how you want it to be. But every single time, I got anxious because actually, from the first person that actually played this, I'll get to it soon. But yeah, the first person that played this didn't really like the camera system, and in my opinion, I agree. But we'll get to that very soon. So of course we can open up doors and turn on the lights, and it's cool to see that people did turn on most of the lights to have a lot of light in these rooms. And it's also funny when they just I think maybe like a few of them maybe said about using up electricity. I just found that funny. I could have actually made that happen. Like if you left the light on, then the electricity would go down and it would, I don't know, blow the power or something. But then again, this was just like a small game that I just wanted to experiment with, so I don't want to think too deeply about it. So yeah, let's just turn on all of the lights. And fun fact is, when it said about objective explore around, there's literally like a trigger like right here, and there's another trigger right here as well. Let me just turn the light on. There's another trigger right here, and there's another trigger right here as well. And once you go into all of them, it will basically just say that. I was waiting for that to show up. Sit down and watch TV in the living room. Now, one thing I should have done is, let's just go into here first. So we have this head, and if you haven't actually seen anyone play this game, this will probably be very, very new to you, but this head, the slogan for the game is "Watch out for that." As much as I wanted this to be a creepy experience, I wanted to have contrasting feelings toward it. So like, I wanted people to feel creeped out, but I also wanted to have a little bit of light-hearted banter here and there. So like, again, it's just a fun little game that I wanted to try out, and yeah. So we have this head, and to be fair, those eyeballs don't actually belong to that head. I actually had to get a separate eyeball from online to insert into the head, because the actual eyeballs are what you see in the cupboard in the actual house that you start the Forgotten Tapes Analog Nightmares game in. That cupboard, that head in that cupboard, those are its actual eyes, not these ones. So yeah, what else? Another thing, I really kind of wish I did this. I don't know why I didn't though, but I wish I did this. Make all of these cupboards like interactable. I don't know why I thought about it at when I saw people playing it. Like, I thought about it when people played it, but I never thought about it when actually developing it. Why? I don't get it. Because I wish I made the house more alive, you know? Wish I did that. But anyway, let's sit down and let's watch TV, shall we? Oh my god, what in the S name did I just watch? Oh my god. And then we get the noise, and then we look up. Now, I should have made it a little bit more clearer about maybe what we should do next. Maybe, but yeah, that TV show, the amount of people that just like were so surprised and were just like, what did I just watch? It's so funny. That was the reason why I made it, just so I could get that reaction. But you know what? Let's go upstairs. And let's turn on the light in here. And another thing I want to actually point out is that everything around here that you see, like the bed, the cupboards, everything, is all an asset. I'm sorry to bring that up, but it's all an asset. None of this. I did not build any of this. Any of this at all. I wish I could have done, but I didn't. It's actually a paid asset, actually. I think it's like, I don't know, 20 quid, maybe? Something like that. I have no idea. But, yeah, our monitor is on. So, how the hell did my PC switch on, Is there someone else in this house? Better check the cameras in case someone is here. Yeah, I've got to admit the text is a tiny bit slow. I was going to make the text a little bit more interactive because the text is by a timer. Or, yeah, it's by a timer. So like every, say like 4 seconds, the next text pops up. But I could have also done like a prompt. So like the text popping up, and then you press, say, like E, or you click to advance the text. I could have done that. I was going to do that, but it was a bit difficult on my part. So, let's go in. And another fun fact is that, you know how you turn on all of the lights in the house? Well, I made it so that when you go into the cameras, all of the lights go off, but your camera flashlight is on. That's why it's not so bright as it was, because yeah, I've got my flashlight spotlight thing on, but all of the lights off. Although the only thing that's also weird is the head on the TV. Again, yeah, the text is a bit slow, because I always wondered, how fast do people read? And I never account, because some people, I honestly thought that I would be watching a lot of like let's play videos on YouTube about them reading the text, but most of them just streamed it, and some of them did miss the text because they were like looking at chat, which you know is a fine thing, but I always wonder like, what's the perfect or balanced amount of time that you need to make text appear, you know? So, yeah. We can't use the monitor. Wait, we can? Okay, to be fair, I did not think that we could use the monitor again, because I thought I needed to do something first, but okie dokie. And now we go back down to the head. Now, it's funny. People already found the head. And then my character says, I wonder where I found that. And everyone is like, yeah, I already found it. What do you mean? Most playthroughs I've seen have been so hilarious. Even though I do get anxious about watching someone playing my game, like, it is still hilarious seeing their reactions with things. But hello, head? The heck is this head thing doing here? This head thing is... it's pretty creepy. Well, doesn't look harmful, so... I guess I'll just go to bed. And I also love how... when my character says it doesn't look harmful, so we'll go to bed, everyone is just like, have you seen a horror anything. It's just, oh my god. Because what I wanted to try and do is I wanted to... It's like a character that hasn't experienced a lot of horror stuff and is trying to like rationalize things. I don't know, maybe the writing wasn't very great, but you know, I tried my best with that. So, wait, what are we doing? Oh yeah, going to bed. And to be fair, some people actually assumed that it was this bed. I could have also did like a prompt thing or like a message, like say at the top of the screen saying error, you shouldn't, don't sleep here or something like that. I should have made it clearer that it's upstairs in the computer room. That's where the bed you need to go to is. Okay, so we can't use the monitor at the moment. So, and yet this sound happens. Most people hated this sound. I wanted to like do a computer. You know, I'm gonna like keep away from it so that it's not as loud. But I wanted to use a sound that's sort of computer-like, and the only sound I could think of was this one. Even though it's a phone interference sound, it's the closest sound to like a computer glitch that I could think of, so that's why I picked it. And now we're coming up. To the part where me watching people play this part, I was not much of a fan of it. And yes, the static, the glitch sound stops, thankfully. And also, timer appears. And here's a funny fact. When the timer appeared, everyone was like, why is there a timer? What is it timing up to? What is it counting up to? And I think one person did think that it was like maybe it's like a debug tool thing. They are half right. It's both a debug tool for me, you know, debugging my game and like seeing if like this happens at this time, this happens at that time, but it's also meant to be a visual indicator. Because I don't want to make everything like told to the player, like, oh, objective do this, or objective do that. I wanted some visual indicator to say, oh, you have to stay in the cameras to wait for something to happen. And this is meant to be like, I'm on observation duty, and I have seen I'm on observation duty, like what the gameplay is like, and it is like this, but oh wait, actually, where was it? Oh, it's already spawned. Damn. Basically, what I did was that I did like an intricate system where if you're on the same camera as this thing and the timer gets to like say 80 or something, it will not appear until you actually come away from the cameras. And here's the broadcast. Where is it? There it is.
This is an emergency broadcast. If you are in possession of a strange head in your residence, please remove it from your residence immediately. Methods of removal involve burning the head, throwing the head out of the residence, or destroying the head completely. If none of these methods solve the situation, you are in a circumstance of great danger. I repeat, if you are in possession of a strange head in your residence, please remove it from your residence immediately. Methods of removal involve burning the head, throwing the head out of the residence, or destroying the head completely. If none of these methods solve the situation, you are in a circumstance of great danger.
Yeah, I wanted to make like a some more authentic sounding radio broadcast signal, and we also have a mannequin, which is good. Now, here's a fun fact. These were pretty much added in later, because I'm probably going to talk about this at the end of the game because I need a lot of time to sort of talk about this stuff. But yeah, these were just things I found online and just thought, just put them in there. Why not? And there we go. Yeah, the skull is now gone, and it's just so funny when. Wait, hang on. I just thought I saw something over there, but okay, right. Now, I don't think anybody, and I mean anybody, saw this. But if you go over to one of the cameras, where is it? There it is. This one. This one has the baby in it, and the camera's glitching. If you did see this, then that's cool. But if you didn't, yeah, the camera's glitching because the baby is in here. So let's just exit the cameras. And yeah, the interference glitch is happening. And there we go. And now, yeah, this is also the newest version that I'm playing. So I don't know if anyone else has got the newest version or not. But yeah, this is the newest version. And so far nobody has seen the what the appear. Now, this part of the game, I didn't make it clear enough to people, and I should. Wait, hang on. Wait. Oh, wait, it's still like. Wait, what? It's still like that. What? I moved this. What? I literally moved this over to here. What? Okay. Wow. Okay. The surprises happening here that did not think of. Anyway, it's gonna happen like right now, right? There we go. Okay. I think a couple of people got jump scared by that, which is absolutely hilarious. But now we're in this place. Now I do actually have time to talk about what just happened because there's no timer here now. So with the baby doll head thing just a moment ago, yeah, I wanted to make it clear that, or I wanted to try and make it clear that the game sort of broke and it sort of glitched, so that's why you couldn't pick up the baby or I guess I'm baby. Well, to be fair, when I made the game, I kept calling it the baby, but everyone kept calling it Dollhead because I didn't give them the name. But that's why you couldn't pick up the doll head or destroy the doll head with like an axe or fire or anything. It's because I wanted to make it look like the game's glitched or broke, and the reason why it sort of teleported us back here in that transition is because the game is trying to like fix itself, but in trying to fix itself, it instead accidentally teleports you to this scene. So that's what I wanted to try and do. Like, none of this design choices really got conveyed in the game, which, you know, it's a learning curve. Like, you can't win them all, you know. But yeah. So yeah, light is unusable now. And also, the reason why you can't actually go this way right now is because there's like a trigger in the way, and the reason why there's a trigger in the way is so that once the text is gone, we can now go through. And there you go. I didn't want text overlapping on themselves, so I had to put like a blocking trigger thing. Also, another thing, I find this funny because at first I forgot why they're open, but I now remember. And when we get teleported here, you obviously saw the character saying, "Oh, these doors are open. Why are they open? Did I open it? I don't remember." And then I saw a few people say, "Oh, but I opened them. I opened all of them. What are you talking about?" And the reason why I say that in the dialogue is mostly because I'm trying to build a narrative around a cock up. Because in truth, for some reason in this specific scene, I couldn't open up doors. I don't know why I couldn't, but because what I did was, this scene and the last scene are obviously two separate scenes, and because I basically copied everything from the first scene over to the next scene, for some reason the doors just wouldn't like open properly. So I basically just made them all open because it's easier to navigate around, and then I just made a narrative around that. And because I didn't want to use the camera system again, because that's just a lot more work, I basically just removed most of the scripts from around the house, and that's why this computer is broken, because the script is not attached to it. Oh yeah, another thing. This project slightly felt like development hell. And when I say development hell, I mean, for some reason, I don't make any changes to the lighting. And yet, when I build my game, this area and the last scene were both completely pitch black. I mean, you can see outside, but it was mostly dark. Not like this, because it's got like a little bit of light for you to be able to see things, but it was mostly dark. You couldn't see where the hell you were going. So what I had to do was I had to reopen my project, go into those specific scenes, and then build my game whilst I'm inside the scene. And somehow that fixed it. It's one of the most confusing things I've ever had to deal with in my game development journey, because it makes no sense. And I even tried using real-time lighting, because in Unity, if you didn't know this was made in Unity, I should have actually made that clear, but in Unity, you can either have baked lighting or real-time lighting, and what baked lighting is, it's taking time to like bake lighting into the textures, because baked lighting is static lighting. The amount of times I had to like rebuild the game over and over and over again, because the lighting just was randomly dark for no reason whatsoever. It was just absolutely ugh. Now, another thing is that when you first play this, you interact with the doll head, and you know what, let's just do it. Why are you here? Did you trash this place? Wait, what are you looking at? Also, if you hear that is also in the newest version. Again, I don't know who has played the newest version yet, but that's in the newest version. And I added that in to make it clear that it's the door unlocking, because at first everyone's just like, wait, what are you looking at? Because most people just think it's looking at the light or the lamp or like this clock or whatever, but nobody really understands that it's actually the door that's opening up. So, yeah. I thought I cleared these, but wait, I moved these. I definitely moved these. Why are they floating? I tried to make sure that nothing was floating. Okay, bit weird. Sure. Okay. Let's open this up. Okay. Another fun fact. In the very first version of this game, that was the imposter from Among Us. It was that. But I had to change it because of copyright issues. But if you want to actually see gameplay of that, actually no, there's going to be gameplay of that like later on. But yeah, it was the Among Us character because I just thought, lols, why not? But let's go ahead. And also, I added in footsteps here because I wanted to make it a little bit more immersive. And I love how I think maybe a couple of people expected this thing to just like shoot at you and like jump scare you, but I'm not like that. I wouldn't be like that. What are you talking about? Why would I do that?
So, you found me. Congratulations.
You weren't that hard to find. Anyway, who or what are you?
My very existence is beyond your comprehension.
You're just a skull.
I am more than just a skull.
Well, apart from your eyes, you don't seem that threatening.
Well, I did trash your place.
That was you?
And how could you not figure that out through deduction? Are you even smart?
Are you a skull? Seriously mocking me?
But are you?
Anyway, is that head you're doing?
Head? What head?
The head that's been watching my every move.
I have no connection to that head.
Oh, wait, if you don't... And yet, that is how it ended. Now, the voice of the skull, that was me. I voiced the skull, and I made my voice demonic. So, yeah. And I'm going to tell you this. If anyone plays this version, 99% will get this like extra part, but because this version, I don't even know if this version is actually in the correct collection or not, but the version that people played, 99 or 98% did not get this version, did not get this extra part. One person so far from what I watched got this part, and I'm going to show you it. So if we press quit, it starts zooming out. And we're inside of this very, very strange place. Like, I wonder, wait, what is in here? Okay, we've got like a thing that looks like a doorway, I guess. Look at these clouds. Like, you know what? I tried to get like a cloud skybox thing, but the one that I found just failed. But then again, this added to that sort of unnatural feeling, I think anyway. And also the grass just looks so out of place and not natural as well. It feels like you're in somewhere that you shouldn't be. Like it's an unfinished place. That's the kind of feeling that I wanted to give. So, let's go over to the door. And there you go.
So, you have made it to this point. Congratulations. I am the imposter that caused mayhem to your place. Because it was fun to mess with your place and your life. Head? What head? I have no connection or relation to that head.
So that has been Night Sight, everyone. Yeah, with the whole camera system, I did want to try and do the whole observation duty sort of gameplay, but I felt like my scope was a bit too high for the collection. So I wanted to do something with the camera system because I've already done the camera system, and then realizing that I can't really do much with the camera system, I just thought just throw the skull and mannequin in there, make things somewhat engaging. Because if you just wait around for like, I don't know, 100 seconds, then it might get a bit boring. So that's why I put those two things in there, is to make it a little more engaging, to let you know that, oh, there is something that I need to be looking out for. But here's the thing. My initial idea for the game was, one, being able to zap like different entities that enter your house, either through the cameras or you come out of the cameras and you find like a device nearby and you go to the entity and just zap it. That was going to be my idea, but again, scope was a bit too high, so couldn't really do it. But I think that's all I've needed to cover for this game. I don't know if there's anything else that I need to say about the game. Now, with the interaction between the player and the skull, people did find that funny, which, you know what, I'm really, really glad about. And the way it just ends on you, it's like, well, for some people it was like, okay, yeah, that's the game, be done. But the kind of feeling that I wanted to give with the ending was that, oh, that's it? I thought that there would be more. Will there be more? Like, is there going to be more to this? That's the sort of feeling that I like to sort of create when making my games. If the game's just sort of like closes down on you or something like that, is there more to the game? Can you find more inside the game? Is that it? Is that the end? Is that the actual end? Or is there more? So, yeah, I wanted to also make this video sooner, but I got caught up with making another game which is pretty much done at this point of recording, but I don't know when I'm going to be uploading that. But I hope you have all enjoyed this video, and I hope you have all you understand the thought process that goes into this game. And there's so much intricacy that I put inside of the game that I feel like I spent most of the time perfecting the mechanics of like the interaction of the cameras and the interaction of the doors. I spent so much time perfecting all of that I didn't spend much time on putting more content in there, because I'm a perfectionist. I am 100% like a perfectionist, so I focus so much on just perfecting little details and not put much content in there. But to be fair, whatever the next collection I'm going to be in, you bet your sweet ass is going to be better than this. Because this type of game, as much as it's like a fun one, it's seeing what type of game I can create and seeing people's first reactions to the game so that I can improve in the future. Because most indie games, you either like find like a story involved, but with my games, I don't really focus on like telling a story. I focus more on making like a creepy experience for you. So that's why if you're expecting to like say find a story in my games, you may find one, but don't expect one, because it's all about the experience when it comes to me. All about the experience and not the story. Holy crap, I've been recording for almost an hour. But yeah, again, thank you so much for watching. I don't think that there is anything else I can talk about the game, but I hope to do more of these sort of videos for games that I make. I mean, there's so many games that I've made. I could play them and give my thoughts on the development process into them, but most of them I kind of forgot what it was like to develop them. Most of them, maybe some of them, I don't know. But if you're interested in me going through my older games and giving you my thoughts on what I wanted to do differently, or just basically give you my thoughts on those games, then I guess leave a like and leave a comment as well, I guess. But yeah, it's finally the end. So thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you soon. Goodbye, everybody.